Hi folks, welcome back to the channel. I know that it's been a while. Life has been a little crazy this past year in general, just with my dad's illness and all that kind of stuff. But things are getting back to normal here. We're getting back at it, and gonna tie a couple of jigs today, and figured I may as well record it. So we just have a 1/4 ounce ball head in the jig in the vise as per usual, more or less. We got some Arctic fox fur that we're going to use, and then possibly some gray rabbit strip zonkers, or some saddle, some gray saddle. So we'll see. Not sure yet exactly what we're going to do, but stick around. Let's get to tying. All right, so we got the base tied in here, just using 210 flat wax. And from this pelt of Arctic fox, as you can see, the hair is going everywhere. I should not have worn black because I'm gonna have hair all over me, but that's why you have a lint brush. So what I did is I've just cut a strip off of that, and you can see I got really nice long fibers here, and so we're just going to wrap that. I am going to use some saddle hackle as a tail. I'm not going to use the rabbit zonker, and then I might add in some sparkle minnow brush, and we'll see. Haven't decided yet. I'm going to get that off there, and but we're going to start by tying in these pieces, and more or less, I mean, the Arctic fox has a lot of action on its own, and it is fairly long, as I've said, and so you don't necessarily need to have a tail as such on your jig for doing this. You could just tie, I mean, I've made them, tied them just with that, and they work just fine. But I think just for the sake of just adding a bit of different, different color, texture, whatever, I'm gonna add these. And I have they're kind of like scrap pieces anyways. Well, not scrap, but sort of the last of the pack, getting down to the bare bones in the pack. And now I don't know where I've put my scissors. A good fly/jig tire should always have their scissors in their hand, but I apparently do not. All right, found my scissors. Of course, they're sitting in the most obvious spot where I wasn't looking. All right, do a few wraps around here. Now, to do some sparkle minnow brush, or not to do some sparkle minnow brush, do I just leave it just white? I wish this was a live thing so I could be like, to do or not to do? That is the question. You know what? We're just going to leave it. We're not going to add the sparkle minnow brush today. We are just going to go with the Arctic fox here. And I don't know if you've ever tied with Arctic fox before, but this has to be some of the most soft hair I've ever felt. But it also, if you can see, is you really got to go through it good, because it's you get it everywhere, if that's not evidence enough for you. So I'm just going to tie this in. Maybe tie that in a bit more. Get that piece of leather down. I didn't need to use leave such a big tab of leather on there, but that's the way it was, or the way it is. And now we're just going to wrap this, and then always brush, and hopefully my camera won't get filled with Arctic fox hair as we do this. But, very similar to when you're tying marabou or wrapping marabou, whatever. Just keep brushing back when you're doing it. And I have my camera way too close here, so it's... But it's a really nice... I mean, other than it being very messy, it's pretty nice. Pretty soft anyways. I mean, it does take on a lot of the water, like it absorbs a lot of the water, so it does, but if you move it around a lot, give it lots of pops, it can have some really nice action. Now I'm wondering, do I leave it here and maybe add in the rabbit for a collar, the gray rabbit for a collar? Is that what I do? I think that's what I might do, folks. I think that's what I might do. We'll see how that looks. Yeah, I'm going to tie that off. If I can even see what I'm doing here. Okay. Give this a snippy snip. Could almost use this piece for a tail or something later. Whew, this stuff is really shedding all over the place. I may have taken it a bit too high up, but I'm actually going to snip that bit of hair. All right, yeah, I'm going to add just a little strip of rabbit sonker on there. And again, if for nothing else, then just to break up the color variation a bit, give it a bit something, a little something different. And I don't want this to be too bulky here by the collar. But with the 210, I can pull fairly good on that thread and not have to worry about it. And I'm getting a bit rusty here. You know what? The way I tied this in, I might just have to do it like this. Oh well. Yeah, this just gives it just a smidge bit different. Just mixes up the color a little bit. All right, and then I'm going to tie that off. So, pretty basic jig, but as I said, haven't tied in a while, so I figured I would try to get my feet wet with something again. And I hadn't really tied with this Arctic Fox too much, so figured I would give it a go. And we'll give that a snip. Do a few more wraps here like this. What was that little piece of leather looking there? All right, and then I just have to whip finish. I'm just gonna, and that should be it. Jeez, it feels like forever. It's probably looking that way too. Trying not to get these rabbit hairs all snagged in here. Right, so there you have it. Just a very simple saddle hackle tail, Arctic fox body, with a little hint of rabbit sonker strip on the collar here. And hey, why don't we put it in the test tank and see how it looks in the water? Stick around. All right, so we got the jig here. Let's put her in the tank and see what she looks like. So that rabbit sonker around the neck is around the collar is providing a good bit of action. The body's moving. The profile, it slims down into like a nice sort of, I guess, bait fish profile when you swim it. And of course the saddle hackle tail feathers are doing their thing and kicking in the water. But yeah, if I had a white or silver swim bait head to tie this on, I probably would, and just use this kind of as a swim it along with a couple of jerks like that. But yeah, I like it. I think it's going to catch fish. Anyways, folks, thanks a lot for watching, and we'll catch you next time. Take care.